So, you have a movie for me?
Yes, sir, I do. It's a sequel to a super popular movie, and it's gonna have blue people underwater.
But Avatar 2? Marvel doesn't make those, you silly goose.
Actually, I'm talking about Black
Goose?
Panther 2.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that series is in our repertoire.
That's not how that's pronounced. So anyway, obviously, we're gonna start the movie with a nice tribute to
What?
Chadwick Boseman. You know, the Marvel logo is just gonna be him.
Of course.
And in the movie, T'Challa's gonna pass away from an illness, and Shuri's gonna be trying to save him by making that heart-shaped herb synthetically, but she's not gonna manage.
Wow.
Yeah, so throughout the movie, Shuri and the Wakandans are kind of dealing with the passing of T'Challa while also dealing with this new threat that emerges.
Oh, what's the threat?
Oh, it's freaking Namor.
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 How do you pronounce that?
You know, everybody in the movie's gonna say it differently. I guess there's no wrong way to say it.
Oh, I'm gonna pronounce it Nyamor.
Okay, no, maybe there is a wrong way.
Like a hungry little kid asking for seconds of his favorite dessert. Nyamor. Is that cool?
No, that's absolutely not cool.
Well, okay
No, it's
then.
not.
So why does this guy want to fight Wakanda?
Well, it's a long story, but see, this guy's the leader of a secret underwater nation called Talocan.
He was dope.
And they also have vibranium, right?
Now that's the stuff that makes all the cool things do all the cool things.
And since Wakanda told the whole world about vibranium, the CIA started looking for some with a vibranium detecting machine.
What does that machine do?
It detects vibranium.
That's probably why they called it that.
That's absolutely why it's called that, sir. And since the CIA found some vibranium underwater, Namor is like, hey, Wakanda, this is your fault. What the heck?
Oh.
So he's like, no, you
Right.
gotta go get me the scientist that made the machine.
I mean, if the machine was purchased by the CIA, they probably already looked into how to make more. What's the point of getting the scientist girl?
So we could introduce Riri Williams to the MCU before her show
Yeah,
premieres
what's the
on
point?
Disney Plus.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is urgent. Get her in here real quick.
So Namor just kind of shows up in Wakanda and says all this to Shuri and the Queen.
Do they not have security for the waterways headed into Wakanda?
I mean, they must, but Namor's so good he bypasses them.
How does he manage that?
With his, water skills, I guess. It's off screen, so he just comes and goes as he pleases.
Oh, coming and going as you please is tight.
Sure. So now Shuri and Okoye have to go get Riri or Wakanda's
Sure.
gonna be attacked.
Why don't they send more backup with them?
Unclear, but so then Shuri and Riri get taken to Talocan underwater.
Uh-oh, tough to breathe underwater.
And so Namor shows Shuri how beautiful his nation is and tells her his origin story and why he hates everybody.
Understandable.
I didn't even tell you why he hates everybody.
I know, I get it.
Okay, that's alarming. So
I
anyway,
get
he's
it.
like, hey, we should team up and burn the world down. And if you refuse, I'm gonna destroy Wakanda first.
They're gonna wage war with the entire planet?
Yeah.
How do they plan on taking on landlocked countries with beluga whales and hot air balloons?
Well, I wouldn't laugh, sir. You know what they say about beluga whales? You never know when they're gonna strike.
That's not true.
It might be. So anyway, eventually
It
Nakia
might
comes
be.
and rescues them, and they head back to Wakanda.
Nice.
But then Namor and his people are gonna attack, and they've got water,
That's
they've
right.
got fish, they've got really good singers that'll make you kill yourself. And Namor has tiny little wings on his feet. And then he drowns the queen.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then he tells Shuri, all right, I'm gonna give you guys some time to regroup, okay? Does a week sound good? I'm gonna head out for a week or so.
Why would he do that?
So they have time to prepare for the final battle of the movie.
Okay.
So then Shuri freaking figures out how to synthesize that flower and she becomes the Black Panther.
Oh, wow.
Wow. And she gives Okoye a weird Power Ranger suit and Riri a suit.
Is everybody just kind of getting suits now?
That's right, sir. Several people are kind of Iron Man.
Wow, and how did they get all that done in such
Yeah.
a short amount of time?
Montage.
That's right.
Gotcha.
So now it's time for the big final battle, and they've figured out their plan of attack.
What's their plan?
They're gonna head out to the ocean and fight the ocean guy and his people there.
Isn't that
right.
the enemy's home turf?
Yes.
Isn't that where the enemy will have the biggest advantage?
Oh, absolutely.
That doesn't seem like the best plan.
Well, that's the one they're going with. Also, they realize if they dry Namor, they can weaken him a bit.
But what, are they going to attack him with a blow dryer?
No, that'd be ridiculous.
All right.
It's more of like a space heater type thing.
Oh, okay.
So the Wakandans head to the ocean for this fight and, really get their butts kicked.
Yeah, because that's where the enemy's at their strongest.
For sure.
my
But Shuri's
God.
gonna manage to dry Namor off a little bit and get him on land, so they're gonna fight while he's weakened.
Oh, great.
But then she gets badly impaled, right through her.
Oh my god, well it's going to be impossible for her to beat this guy with that kind of injury.
Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because see, check this out. What she does is she's fine immediately. Yeah, all good right away, so.
What about the severe impaling wound?
Hey, shut up. So then she's about to kill this guy, but then she's like, hey, what about an alliance? And he's like, oh yeah, okay, sure, an
my
alliance.
goodness.
And she trusts the word of this guy who just killed her mom and made that promise under the threat of death?
Yes.
Well, great.
And so, yeah, then we find out that the
Well,
Black Panther
great.
had a kitten, and we're done.
What do you think? Well, it sounds like a great movie and a nice tribute to Chadwick Boseman.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is going to fit right in with all the other fantastic movies we'll be releasing in 2022.
Oh, yeah, people are going to love them all, sir.
This was perfect timing because I was going to talk about Black Panther Wakanda Forever today. It's been out a week now, and I had to take my time talking about this one, but the pitch meeting hits everything pretty much on the nose, like for the most part. I like his piece on Riri Williams, though, because that was the main issue I had with the movie. She did not need to be in this movie. Take her out and somewhat take out some of the stuff for Everett Ross and Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character, whatever, I can't remember her name, Val. Take them out and it's good. Now, I know part of Everett Ross's character's situation goes into Secret Invasion. I know that. I know obviously Riri Williams stuff goes into her own show, Ironheart. But take her out and it really has no effect because the main issue between Wakanda and Talokan was the whole vibranium piece, and that, you know, more or less, Wakanda was being blamed for things that the Talokan people were doing, and then a little bit vice versa eventually, but that was enough there. That was enough. And for Namor, his whole reason of being a bad guy in this movie, and really in the MCU so far, was great. I was all with that. So Namor was great, even though the people of Talokan, like, them showing how they live underwater, I didn't believe that at all. Avatar probably is going to do that the best that we'll ever see it. And Aquaman has done it the best so far because I believe people were living underwater the way that it was depicted in that movie. This one, didn't believe it at all. It looked like I was down there flapping around, trying to get around and pass stuff to people, and it would just be pandemonium. That's how it felt here. I didn't believe that these people lived underwater. So that was a little bit unfortunate. But Namor, awesome. I didn't really truly believe that Shuri could be Black Panther. She got the herb, she got strong, but at no point have we really seen her fight. She's used those little, you know, sound thingies or wind, whatever those are. She's used those weapons, but we never actually seen her fight. And so I was really taken out of the movie at that point too, especially with the scene of her showing the elders that she's Black Panther now. That could have been a really great scene of them accepting her. They do that, but it kind of fell flat for me. And it was really, this movie really overall didn't have a lot of yay moments. It was a very sad movie. And I think everything they did for Chadwick Boseman in this movie was fantastic. It even changed me from being on the side of recast T'Challa to I'm actually okay with how you guys did this. Having the kid and his real name being T'Challa, that was awesome. You still have T'Challa in the MCU. That was great. So I changed sides from that, just from that one scene. I thought that scene was great. One of the best in the MCU as far as the end credit scene so far. So all the Chadwick Boseman stuff, fantastic. Angela Bassett, my God, she's amazing in this movie. One, she's like the most beautiful woman on the screen amongst all these other younger women.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
But yeah, Angela Bassett kills in this film. I can see her getting nominated, maybe, possibly, but you know how they do superhero stuff. They don't really get a lot of love when it comes to awards, other than visual effects and costume design in a lot of cases. But overall, as far as what I think of this movie, a little bit weaker than the first one. The first one I think is more superior. I had a lot more moments where I got more emotional with that one. But as far as all the Chadwick Boseman stuff, they did a great job here. Didn't really affect me much because I'm not a huge Chadwick Boseman fan, really. I haven't seen a lot of his movies. I'm behind on a lot of his movies. I really only have seen the stuff that he's done when it comes to the MCU. So that's kind of where it is for me. And Defy Bloods, which was on Netflix, and he was pretty good there. But I didn't really have that connection where I was like, I felt sad or anything. I cried during the first Black Panther movie because of how Wakanda was depicted. That was amazing to me. Seeing it here is great too, and they build on it, which I think is awesome. But overall, weaker film for me. Riri Williams shouldn't have been there. Shuri being Black Panther didn't make much sense to me. I think it should have been Okoye. If it was up to me, I thought it was going to be Okoye. That would have been pretty awesome. But a lot of the characters do well. All the performances are great. Wanted more Winston Duke as M'Baku. He's great in everything he's in though. And again, Angela Bassett kills it. She kills it. Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia. She's great in this one too. But it's not as good as the first, in my opinion. Some people love it. Some people cried. Some people want to see it, multiple times. Some people have seen it twice in my Discord. They went and saw it twice. So I think that's awesome I watched it again on Disney Plus. I don't really need to see this in the theater again. But Namor, I think, was the best part for me. And I mean, he didn't really say it here, so I won't spoil it. But the surprise character in one of the scenes was also great too. So that's why I got actually hyped. That was the only hype moment for me when that surprise character showed up on screen. But I don't know. That's what it is for me. Let me know your thoughts on Black Panther Wakanda Forever in the comments below. Also, let's talk about the pitch meeting as well. Again, very funny pitch meeting. He hits a lot of things here. Just a couple of things for me in addition to what he talks here that kind of irked me about the movie a little bit. And it was just way too many, storylines, which I thought he would go into that a little bit, but he didn't. But yeah, it was just way too much happening in this one. Also, side note, if you haven't watched it, check out Heavy Spoilers or the Real Rejects reaction to Heavy Spoilers video on the original script for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. If Chadwick Boseman were still alive, we were still going to get a similar movie about grief, just in a different way, and it would have been very, very great. Namor would have still been the villain. All that would have been the same. They just made a couple little changes here to make it work because of the current circumstances. So I think it was great to kind of see that and get a little tidbit of what could have been, even though it would have more or less been the same movie here. So check that out if you get a chance. I'll put it up here for you to watch. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys had a good laugh. Thanks for, if you're still here, listening to my thoughts on the movie. I appreciate you guys. Members, subscribers, watchers, however you support. Really awesome that you do. As always, if you could, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and hit the like button if you enjoy this content. As always, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.